Lesson 4-7, Metric Units of Mass. In this lesson, I want you to use a measurement scale to answer questions, to be able to discuss the relationship between kilograms and grams, and for you to solve measurement number stories. But first, let's start with our mental math and fluency. Using greater than, less than, or equal to signs, please tell me which sign you would use with the following numbers. So you're comparing 209,764 to 210,764. Well, we notice in the hundred thousands place is the number 2, so they're equal. In the 10,000s place, you don't have any in this number, but you do have 1 in this number. So that tells me that 210,000 is greater than 209, but since 209,000 is first, I would use the less than sign. Again, the alligator's mouth is eating up the bigger number. 256,654 versus 266,654. 256,000 is is less than 266,000. So again, the less than sign is placed there. And the final number, 576,914 versus 676,914. Well, 576,000 is less than 676,000. So you see it is a less than sign again. In 3rd grade, you were learning about mass using grams and other metric units and solving simple word problems involving mass. A measurement, mass, is the amount of matter in an object. In the metric system, we measure mass using kilograms and grams. In the U.S. customary system, we use pounds and ounces as typical measurements for mass. So what is a gram? A gram is very light. These 3 items weigh approximately 1 gram. A paper clip, a pen cap, a piece of chewing gum. A kilogram is much heavier. It is 1,000 times a gram. So 1 liter of milk would be 1 kilogram. 2 loaves of bread would be 1 kilogram, or 7 apples would be considered 1 kilogram. Turn to Math Journal page 124 and take a look at the scale that they gave you comparing kilograms to grams. So pause the recording now until you get to page 124. It said, would an average can of beans weigh 400 grams? So 400 of the paper clips, or 400 kilograms, which would be 400 half gallons of milk. Well, hopefully you're realizing that there is no way an average can of beans would weigh 400 kilograms. So it would be 400 grams. Would a cat weigh 25,000 grams or 5 kilograms? Again, think how much a half gallon of milk would weigh. Would a cat weigh 5 times that amount? Hopefully you're realizing that no, it would not. It would weigh approximately 25,000 kilograms. Finish Math Journal page 124 and then bring it back to me if I'm available. And if I'm not, go ahead and take it to Mrs. Voorhees or wait until I'm finished with the other students and we will continue on. So again, 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. So if Devin bought a box containing 30 kilograms of salt, how many grams is that? Well, kilograms is 30. So how many grams is that? 30,000. How can we use this measurement scale to determine the number of grams? Well, we look at the number that's directly above it that correlates with it. That helps us to know what our answer should be. So this is the problem on page Math Journal 124. Go ahead and finish that now. And when you've completed it, you're going to see on the next page are some of the answers. Again, this is just what it looks like. Sorry, for some reason my recording is not working correctly today. There are some of the answers. So, the 4th grade class is moving books from the kindergarten classroom to the library. Miss Nian's room has 7 kilograms of books. And Mr. Baker's room has 8 kilograms of books. And Mr. Walker's room has 11 kilograms of books. How many kilograms of books need to be moved? Well, I'm hoping you're realizing that you're going to have to add 7 plus 8 plus 11. Please pause the recording now and add those numbers together. When you added those numbers, you should have realized you came up with 26 kilograms of books. How many grams is that? Well, if there are 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram, I would take 26 times 1,000, which is 26,000. Again, if you need to, look at the scale and use it to figure out your answers. Solve the problem. Fill in the missing numbers on the measurement scale to help you. So again, if I have 0 grams, my next number would be 1. My next number would be 2. Again, 3 and 4. And if I'm multiplying it by 1,000, 1 would be equivalent to 1,000 grams. 2 equivalent to 2,000. 3 to 3,000. 4 to 4,000. And so on. Read the problem. A deer weighs 13 kilograms and a boa constrictor weighs 17. About how many grams heavier is the boa constrictor than the deer? Well, if the deer, which I'm going to mark with D, weighs 13 kilograms, that lets me know that it actually weighs 13,000 grams. And if the boa constrictor, which I'm going to mark as a C for constrictor, equals 17 kilograms, I know to take 17 times 1,000 to convert it to grams, so it's going to equal 17,000 grams. But my question asks, how many grams heavier is the boa constrictor than the deer? I would take 17,000 minus the weight of the deer, which is 13,000. My last 3 numbers are all 0, and 7 minus 3 is 4. So my answer should be 4,000 grams. Again, if you need to make that number line and compare it, do it so you know for sure what is the true answer. Moving on, we are looking at Math Journal, page 126. For Math Journal, page 126, it is looking at math boxes. For the math boxes, you are going to insert a greater than, less than, or equals to sign for the following problems. Remember, it always helps you to write down what those numbers are in regular form. So 4 100ths is the number 400. And 6 10s would be the number 60. Plus 5 1s would be the number 5. So when I add them together, I came up with the number 465. On the right, it says 4 100s, which we again know is 400. 6 10s, which is 60. And this time 9 1s. When I add those three numbers together, I come up with 469. Now when I compare the two, I see that 465 is less than 469, so I put in the less than symbol. On Math Journal page 126, please complete the page. When you've completed the page, go ahead and go up and check it in the answer key book and be ready to move on. If at any time you have questions or you don't understand what you are doing, please step back to Mrs. Voorhees or myself and find out what you did wrong so that you have this mastered by the end of this lesson. Pause the recording now. This is just showing you Math Journal page 126. And again, the final thing that you are going to do for lesson 4-7 is Math Masters page 164. And this is what the top of the page looks like. It says, using a measurement scale, fill in the blanks on the measurement scale. And this is the home link 4-7. Please finish that, bring it up to me so that I can check it, and you are done with 4-7.